It's a still, hot day in the late summer here in England. And this garden is about to become a very busy place. These are black garden ants, Lasius niger. Every year, black garden ant colonies reproduce by releasing thousands of new queens and smaller males into the skies at the same time. These winged ants are called alates, and their goal is to mate, disperse, and start a new colony. Individually, their chance of success is very low. The vast majority will die. But a successful few will produce a colony that will last for decades and contain tens of thousands of workers, just like the one these ants came from, which itself began with a single queen. Ants are, arguably, the most successful animals on the planet. And in Europe, black garden ants are everywhere. Their strength comes from a combination of adaptability and teamwork. They are soldiers, farmers, hunters, and childminders. They have evolved ingenious ways of securing the resources they need to grow and prosper. All this is made possible by a sophisticated system of communication which ensures the colony as a whole is greater than the sum of its parts. They are a super society operating all around us. And this is their story. It starts here, under these paving stones. A new queen has successfully mated. Once she has, she chews off her own wings. Her first job is to hollow out a chamber for her new family, and wings would only hinder her progress. When she is happy, she will start laying eggs. Her own flight muscles will provide the protein. The new eggs are very delicate and vulnerable. She regularly washes them with her antibiotic saliva. Weeks pass, and the eggs hatch into grubs, which then develop into silk cocoons. And finally, the workers emerge. They are all female. At first, their only job is to care for their young sisters, feeding the grubs by regurgitating food directly into their mouths, a process called trophallaxis. But more ants means higher energy demands. The workers will soon have to start foraging for food outside. And one of the best places to find food is a farm. These are aphids, tiny insects of the order Hemiptera. Like all insects of that order, they feed through tube-like mouthparts which they insert into plants and use to draw out sugary sap. Their own energy needs are very low, so a lot of this passes right through them. And this is where the ants come in. Ants farm aphids, like we farm cattle. They will even milk them. By stroking them with their antennae, they can encourage them to produce drops of this liquid, called honeydew. For the ants, this is a very precious resource. This sugar fuels their entire colony. As such, the aphids are very important to the ants. They will shepherd the lost to safety. And even protect them from predators like ladybirds and parasitic wasps. Garden ants are very aggressive, with sharp mandibles and a sting that sprays formic acid. There is one predator, however, that seems to confound the ants' defenses. This is a hoverfly. Many hoverflies lay eggs around aphid colonies. The eggs hatch into grubs, and the grubs eat aphids, up to 400 of them each. These slow, soft-bodied creatures might seem like easy prey for the ants with their stings and mandibles. However, the ants appear completely oblivious to this threat to their livestock. Simply by remaining still, the hoverflies can avoid detection. It's not known how they achieve this, but it almost certainly has something to do with how they smell. Ants live in a world dominated by smell. These ants are following an invisible trail made of smell. When an ant returns to her nest after a successful foraging trip, she will reinforce this trail by briefly touching the tip of her abdomen down, like this. Here it is again. And again, close up. These ants are laying down trail pheromone. Trail pheromone is a special scent that tells their nestmates where food can be found. It helps them navigate in a complex and dangerous world. When they encounter other ants on the trail, they smell each other with their antennae. This way they can tell if they come from the same nest. If not, there could be trouble. These ants have entered into a deadly altercation. Perhaps a scout from another colony has found herself in enemy territory. Both ants release alarm pheromone, a volatile chemical messenger that spreads quickly through the air, attracting nearby ants and letting them know to get ready for a fight. The interloper is quickly and mercilessly dealt with. She cannot be allowed to return to her home colony. Ants typically do not share resources. The way an ant smells can make the difference between life or death. But where does this smell come from, since they are not born with it? Rather, they get it from their nest. Underground, ants will groom each other and share food. This spreads the colony's unique odor. Which originally came from the queen. As the colony grows, the queen will devote herself completely to laying eggs, leaving all other tasks to be performed by her daughters. This division of labor makes the colony more efficient. It also exists within the worker caste. Younger workers, who are normally lighter brown, will stay in the nest and care for the eggs and young, keeping grubs clean and fed, and regularly turning the pupae and keeping them at the right temperature. As they get older, they will venture outside to take on more dangerous tasks, including the most dangerous task of all: hunting. This common wasp has been badly injured. Like almost all predators, garden ants rarely target healthy prey. Nonetheless, it is much bigger and much stronger than any individual ant. But garden ants do not work alone. The attacking ants release pheromones that attract their nestmates and work them into a frenzy. Working together, they bite and sting the wasp into submission, and butcher her body to take back to the nest and feed to their younger sisters. This abundance of resources ensures that their colony will continue to grow and remain strong. And they have secured them by working together as a single superorganism.